All right, boys and girls, welcome back to another video. So let's talk about something that a lot of people have been asking about on a daily basis. So first off, I'm not in town. There will be no live stream. A lot of people have been asking if I'm going to be live streaming. I am not in town until Sunday. I will come back Sunday, probably take a break, a couple of videos here and there on Sunday, and then I'll come back Monday strong with more live stream. We'll do a lot of live streams starting Monday. So I apologize, guys. I am taking a little break with my family. We're out to see some family out of town. So with that being said, let's talk about the topic at hand. And the number one question I get asked very, very often, and this is going to be an important topic, I think. So first off, just so you guys are aware, here are my stats for Sun Jin Woo. Okay, and this is going to relate to the topic. Okay, so 364 in attack, 0 in agility, and 90 in precision. So why 90 in precision, right? You might ask. Well, I mean, I really don't need it. I just did it because I wanted to do some testing, but I'm at 91% precision. You guys can see my attack is at 18,000. Where this becomes important is the fact that my crit here is at 49% without any actual agility points. Okay, now you guys know the cap is 50, so I could have put a couple more just to get it to like 4,000 something. So a lot of people have been asking for this number. There's the number, guys, 3,951. Okay, that's how much I have. So I believe you get a 4,000 something. I think 4,100, maybe a little less, 4,050. You get yourself to 50%, which is the cap. Okay, and my crit hit damage is a 161.83. Again, not taking into account any of my artifacts. So here's my artifact setup. All right. Now the question has become very, very common. Payne, what's the better option? Do you go with a 4-piece with mediocre stats, or do you go with multiple pieces with really good stats, or do you go with no sets with the best stats? So let's talk about this a little bit, okay? And let's kind of break this down for you guys and help you guys understand what's more important in the game. So first off, the left side right here, just so everyone is aware, only place that possesses crit rate. Okay, crit rate only exists on the left side. All right, now you guys can see a couple of my pieces here. Could be better. Could be absolute. Like this helmet here is garbage, like absolute garbage. I haven't had a chance to get anything better. So I've just had the 5% to make up. The 8% to make up for it. The fact that it is there. But at the end of the day, this is a garbage piece. But just so you guys are aware, the crit hit rate only exists on the left side. So again, you guys can see I got +2 there, which I got very lucky with. And I've got nothing here, and I've got nothing here. So very unfortunate in that regard. All I needed really is just one more plus on any of these, and I would have had myself 50% crit. So you guys can see here, the way it's going to work is you want to have 2, 1, and you're good. Or 1, 1, 1, and you're, I guess 1, 1, 1. Yeah, I guess that would work. No, actually. Yeah, maybe 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 across, or maybe 1 across the board here. If every one of these had crit and all of them had the +1, you would hit 50% without having to do any agility points. If your gear is at level 50 and above, okay, not talking about level 25 and 35 gear, okay, just 50 and above. So let's go with that. So that's number one. Number two, on the other side, you cannot get crit hit. You can only get crit hit damage. Okay, it does not exist. You can look as much as you want through any accessories. You will never get crit hit rate on the accessory side. So if you're relying on crit hit being coming through your accessories or through artifacts, you can only get it here. So you're going to look for gear only. For crit hit damage, on the other hand, you're going to look for it here. Okay, crit hit damage does exist on this side only as a main stat, though. Okay, as a main stat. That's it on the boots. That's it. Nothing else possesses it. On the accessory side, it's more important to have a 4-piece. Much more important, because it's a pretty drastic increase. So for sets here, you can definitely split it up the way I have it. So that extra 8% that I have right there pushes me above the 50% mark, also pushes me closer to 57, right? I don't see it in the stats because it's a passive. Passives aren't shown in stats, but it definitely is worth having the 2-piece set. Now, what's better? 32% extra crit or the 8% extra or 5% extra attack? Obviously, guys, that's an easy answer. The 32% crit is way, way better. Like night and day better, right? The problem is I don't have a set that gives me the same level of attack and crit hit rate as these two. So what did I do? What I said to you in the beginning, you split it up, right? If I had the toughness set, all 4 of them with the same stats, I would go 4 with the best stats possible. But because I don't have that, I have 2 decent stats. I have 2 decent outfits with the best possible stats. I split it up. Now, if I didn't have a good helmet for toughness, should you take away the 8% crit? Absolutely. Absolutely. So what I could technically do, guys, is I could go look and hunt and scour for something else that has attack, and I can put that instead, right? So if I were to, like, let's just say I want attack rate, Yeah, let's do a quick little addition for you. Attack percentage, and then we say crit hit rate. Right? Doesn't matter what it is. Let's just do that, and let's just say it happens to be, I don't know. Let's see if I can find anything. I hate that it does this. That doesn't actually give you exactly what you're looking for. Let's see. There. Let's just say I want it to be this. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and put this on. So what am I losing here? Really not much, right? So if I do this, yes, I lost 8% crit, right? Now that reduction in what you just saw was not for Sun Jin Woo, by the way. That was for Min. So if I go back now to my details, I go to all. There you guys go. Right? Way too much crit now. Way too much. So now with that being said, you can now remove one of these crit sets if you want to and adjust this accordingly, however you need, right? So let's just say I don't need the 8% crit anymore because now I've gone over anyways. I can find boots here that have destroyer set instead to give me more power acquisition, because again, now this has become kind of useless in that regard. So if I want to say, hey, you know what, I want to go with crit damage, so let's just say, let's make it a little less complicated. Let's go with where's it destroyer set, and then we want to put in crit hit damage as the main stat, and that's all we care about, right? I can now start working on anything here. Right, so there you guys go. So now you can look at other options as well, or again, keep it as is if it's your best stats. Is that 8% matter that much? Not really. Really, that 8% is not going to make or break you doing more crit. It really won't, right? So that's my point. So you guys can play around with this however you want. Now this obviously will give me give me more attack as well. Let's take a look. Let's go back to the stats. Where is that? Sorry, let me go back here. Where's the basic stats? There we go, 18901. And if I go back and put the other artifact in again, right? If I go back here and I say, okay, let's go find that artifact. 18901 versus, yeah, it's actually better. Overall, it's just a better piece, right? Again, does that 8% matter really? No, not really. So what happens with my power though if I do this, right? If I go back to basic, my total power here is 104,809. 104,809. If I change this back to this, where was it actually? Sorry, one sec, guys. So this one? Yeah, it was this one. 104,583. A little bit of adjustment, not that big of a deal, right? So what I'm trying to say here, guys, is if you plan to not run a 4-piece and if you're splitting up pieces, it's not the end of the world if you don't have a full, like, half and half piece. You can definitely do that on this side. You can play around with this however you need to play around with this, okay? What I would recommend, obviously, if you can keep 2 pieces together and 2 pieces together, obviously do so. If you can keep 4 pieces together, you're even better off, right? Having the 4 toughness piece is probably the best set for him. If you have enough crit. If you don't have enough crit, then the arm set is better, right? So that's how this works out. Now remember, again, very important to note, your artifacts on the left side give you crit rate and crit damage boots only. That's the most important part for Sun Jin Woo. And then on the right side, it's only crit hit damage as a substat. So keep that in mind. This, you definitely want 4 pieces, 100%. This B set, look at the difference in the B set, right? Let's just go back for a second. When landing a critical hit, the user has a 25% chance to gain their attack at 0.8, stacks up to 100 times, versus increases the activation rate by double and also doubles the attack stat as well too. That's a no-brainer. You 100% want to run that at 4 pieces. Any set you look at, really, at the end of the day, is a no-brainer for these. Like, look at this one here. Skeleton set, for example, right? You lose 50% versus 70% HP. It doubles the attack as well, right? Berserker, same thing. 40% HP for the opponent versus 70% HP, more than double the attack. Or the damage, sorry, damage, not attack. Very same scenario, right? 20% versus 18, and then everything goes to 18. It's crazy. Crazy. Like, you definitely don't want to run a 2-piece set on accessories. You always want to go 4. So that's how I wanted to break this down for you guys, to show you guys some numbers, make it make sense to you. So first off, the best thing you can possibly do, 4-piece set on both sides with the best stats, obviously. Pretty straightforward. If not, 2-piece sets are fine. Break them up however you need with the best stats. But if you don't have the best stats on 2-piece sets per each set, then you break it up and you just don't do 2-piece sets at all. Put any equipment that makes sense to you that has the best stats to show Sun Jin Woo's effects, because the 2-piece effects, again, are not the end of the world for some of these ones, right? 8% crit is not crazy. 5% attack is really not that crazy. you rather have the 5% attack come from right here. Look at this, 8% attack from that stat. So if you have a better stat on a piece of armor, it makes more sense to go with a piece of armor than settle for a 5%, right? Especially if you can push this even further. So there you guys have it. I hope this helped out. This is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys when I get back. See you guys in the next one. Take care.